So one of the things we often get asked by customers is, if all my data is in the cloud, why do I need strong endpoint security at all, right? It's not on the laptops, it's in the cloud. And there's a couple key things that you really need to understand. One of them is your user devices are the entry point to the cloud. If I can compromise the laptop that your CFO is on or your head of engineering is on, I can get access to all the cloud accounts that they have access to. All right, so that's the first obvious one. The second is, once I compromise the device, I'm also able to compromise the MFA tokens that are sent to that device, your password vaults, all the different login applications that they have connections to. And so compromising the device directly gives me access to the whole universe of things that that particular user and that device have access to, which is a big risk. A third, which is one that often organizations don't realize, is you can do a fantastic job of locking down your application security. You've put all your data in this great SaaS app that you've built. You're doing annual pen tests and code audits and the whole 9 yards. And then the attackers know this. They try the front door. They're not able to get through that front door. And so they realize that developers think they're smarter than they are and are also human and likely to fall victim to attacks. They target developers and their laptops. And we've seen examples where developer's laptop has been compromised. An attacker has written code that then gets pushed as part of that developer's push to production. And then backdoors live in productions. In one case, we saw it up to 2 years before it was discovered. And so, targeting developers directly as a way of getting through your traditional controls is something that we've seen active adversaries do. And lastly, a lot of sophisticated attacks can occur, and people think, hey, as long as I'm not downloading and running software, I'm going to be okay. I've trained my users to be persistent and protected against phishing attacks. But modern threats compromise endpoints through things like drive-by downloads and recently discovered vulnerabilities and stuff like that. And so even when a user is really smart, they're doing a lot of proactive things, malware and malware-less attacks can get to those endpoints. And so having a strong control point on that endpoint is critical to protect your data. So in the cloud, doesn't matter. Your endpoint is still a critical security control, which is why we recommend investing in not some fly-by-night anti-malware software, but something that's really going to protect you well.